Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Elizabeth. I am a 4th grade virtual teacher who lives in California. In today's video, I'm going to share with you 3 things that I do to help empower my students to take ownership of their education. I'll be using Samsung's 85-inch interactive display to demo some of the activities, and then I'm going to throw a link in the description, and then also I'll have a freebie linked down below for an activity that you can use with your students whether you're in person or online. Let's get into the video. So I teach at a school that is 100% virtual. We're pretty integrated into the Google ecosystem and just in the online space in general. Well, with that said, I read an article this week written by Frida Parker. She wrote it in 2017, and the title of the article is "To Engage Students, Give Them Meaningful Choices in the Classroom." The article suggested that giving free choice to students actually boosts their engagement and motivation and allows them to capitalize on their strengths and enables them to meet their individual learning needs. So the first thing I'm going to talk to you about today is infusing free choice in your teaching, in your instruction. Another option might be you have an activity for them, but within that activity there is free choice within the activity. So I'm going to share with you one way that I kind of infuse free choice, and I'm gonna kind of demo it here on the interactive display behind me. I'm gonna pull it up here on the screen. And now mind you, everything that I pull up on my screen, the students can see. So this is a great example of how you can lecture while, looking at a camera and then have the whiteboard behind you like this. So this is GIF of the day or GIF of the day. So that's the first way. Another way that I can kind of infuse free choice into my students' lives is by letting them choose what they read based off of their interest. So each of my students is at a certain reading level. So using Raz Kids is a website that we use, and there are so many different choices on this website that allow students to basically pick and choose based off of their interest, and I can assign specific books based on their Lexile level, so depending on the reading level that they're on. This interactive display is pretty neat because you can annotate right over top, which is great for close reading or direct instruction. So the first thing that you do is put a clear coat over top, highlight certain colors. I could write a note here, and my students would be able to see what is on my board on their screen, or if you're in person teaching, they can see it because you can annotate right over top. Another thing I like to do to help empower my students to take ownership of their learning is to really support their autonomy in class, meaning each student that comes to your classroom has their own unique gifts and talents and abilities, and being able to unlock their potential and pull those things out of them is just going to help them develop an ownership for their learning. So one of the ways that I like to do that, every month in my 4th grade ELA class, we do a reading challenge. They're basically given a bingo board, and on the board there are different areas that they can go and read a book. Not only do they get free choice in what they read, it needs to be at their level, their Lexile level, but then they get to choose where they read. So it can be anything from reading to a friend, to reading to a sibling, reading under a table, reading upside down, reading outside. And then they are required to submit some form of documentation for that, whether it's a picture, a stop motion video, a YouTube video. So I made a video for them, just kind of introducing the reading challenge. I'm gonna insert a couple clips of it right here. You guys ready for this month's reading challenge? I know I am. Let's get it! Stop. Collaborate and listen. I'm back with the reading edition. Something rolled up in my brain. We got a reading challenge and we're acting insane. We're going crazy, but we're not lazy. We're gonna read our books every day. Okay, so guys, this month's reading challenge is super dope. We're going to take pictures of all the cool things that we do when we read our novels for the month. So the more creative the pictures, the more class points you get. So at the end of each week, you're going to submit your picture in Accelerate. And I'm gonna pick one winner, like, that was the most creative. But then if you submit one picture, however many pictures you submit, you get 2 class points, class dojo points. So anyways, we're gonna have so much fun. I'm excited to read with you. I can't wait to hear all about your novels. And I just thought it would be a fun way to mix it up. So here's to reading challenge numero uno. So that video was made really just to spark creativity in the students. And because of that video, and because I gave them free choice to create any submission that they wanted to, I've had everything from YouTube videos to stop motion to pictures or text, and have really just seen the students shine in their own autonomy and in their own gifts and talents. So that's another way that you can really empower your students to take ownership of their education. Last but not least, one of the ways that I love empowering my students is by giving them a voice. And giving them a voice in our community is so important. I've kind of talked about the importance of their independence and autonomy, but if students come to class and they don't feel like they have a place in the class, they're not going to thrive. So one of the activities that I wanted to show you on the Samsung interactive display behind me is using the Jamboard app within the Google ecosystem. And basically this is an interactive whiteboard. What I would do as a teacher is throw this out to my students. I can do it in person. They can come up and write over top of a sticky note, or if they're on their computer. So I'm gonna hop over here on my computer, and you can see here, got my computer, and I'm going to write on top of that blue sticky note, I am thankful for, okay, so I'm gonna type, click save, and then it shows up on there immediately. You can have multiple students working on this at the same time, and then I, as the teacher, can also come up behind them and annotate over top of it. So if I wanted to put, a red star on all of the ones that had to do with a specific topic, I could do that, or I could circle or highlight and give them that instant feedback. This really just gives your students a voice and helps them feel like they're contributing. I will even say to my students, when you're not here, we miss you. When you're not here and contributing, there is a Joey-sized hole in the classroom that only Joey can fill, and your voice matters. Okay, now it's your turn. I've shared some different ways that I connect with my students and help empower them to take ownership of their learning and their education, but I want to hear from you. So comment down below. Let's start a discussion in the comments. I will go ahead and link this freebie resource in the show notes below, and I'll also link some information about Samsung's 85-inch interactive display so that if you are interested in learning more about it, you can click on the links down below. As always, hit that subscribe button and the bell to be notified when I upload new content. I always love hearing from my followers, and your comments and support mean the world. So I will see you in the next video. Bye.